There's something really special about old-school photography, and the new camera from Alfie Cameras is leaning fully into that feeling. It's called the Alfie BOXX, and it looks like a camera straight out of the early 1900s. But the coolest part is that it can actually develop black and white prints right inside the camera while you're out shooting. The whole idea behind the box is to slow photography down and make the process feel more hands-on again. Instead of snapping hundreds of digital photos in seconds, this camera is all about carefully setting up a shot, exposing the image manually, and then developing the print yourself step by step. It's a very different experience compared to modern cameras or smartphones, and that's exactly the point. The camera was created by British designer Dave Faulkner, who also made the Alfie Tyke half-frame camera. The box is handcrafted from stained hardwood with brass details, giving it a beautiful vintage look that feels more like a collector's piece than a modern gadget. Even the viewing system is old school, using a traditional ground glass screen on the back for composing your shots. What makes this camera really interesting is the interchangeable lens system. There are 3 different lens options depending on the kind of photography you want to experiment with. One is a portrait lens, inspired by an 1812 design. Another is a wide-angle lens based on a classic German folding camera lens from the 1800s. And there's even a pinhole lens for those dreamy, soft-focus camera obscura-style images. Using the camera is also a throwback to photography's earliest days. There's no built-in shutter for the main lenses, so exposure is controlled manually using the lens cap. You literally remove the cap to expose the image and place it back on when you're done. It sounds unusual now, but that's exactly how early photographers worked. After taking the photo, users attach something called the pocket darkroom film holder to the camera. This lets the image develop directly onto black and white photo paper inside the camera body itself. The process uses a 4-step chemical method to turn the image into a positive print, and apparently it only needs a tiny amount of chemicals for each photo. So you're basically carrying a miniature darkroom with you wherever you go. For people who have never touched darkroom photography before, the creators are also including guides and tutorial videos to walk through the whole process. The package comes with pre-cut photo paper and syringes for handling the chemicals, while additional chemistry kits can be purchased separately. The box also supports tripod mounting in both portrait and landscape orientation, which is nice for photographers who want more flexibility when composing shots. Pricing starts at around £176, which is roughly $237 and that includes the pinhole lens version of the camera. The project is currently on Kickstarter, with manufacturing planned for summer 2026, and deliveries expected later in the year if funding goals are reached. This definitely isn't a camera for someone looking for speed or convenience. It's more about the experience, the craftsmanship, and the satisfaction of creating a physical print completely by hand. For photography fans who love vintage gear and experimental shooting, the box looks like a really fascinating project.